In this video, I'll show you how to open Realm in Kotlin Multiplatform, or to be more correct, in Compose Multiplatform on desktop, Android and iOS as well. We're going to use initial Realm file to pre-populate our database with its data. Apparently, we're going to use Realm and also Compose ViewModels. To implement, who would have thought, a view model, which is going to be shared between all platforms. Let's start with downloading template application. Project name, enter your desired package name, make sure Share UI is selected, and do not forget to select desktop. Download, unpack template app, and then open it in Android Studio. Wait for Gradle building to finish. You can upgrade Gradle version here. Then I prefer to switch to the project view. After doing this, reload all from disk, sync Gradle. First, we need to add Realm to our project. You need to Google Realm Kotlin, go to the GitHub, scroll a little bit, go to documentation, and here you need to find Kotlin Multiplatform and switch to actually Kotlin Multiplatform. Here we need to apply plugin first. In our application build Gradle file, we add this plugin, apply, false. Then we switch to the newer version. Then we need to go to the module build Gradle and implement necessary dependency in common main block. Here we also can change it to a newer version. And of course, use library catalog. Also, do not forget to apply plugin here to your build Gradle module. Another dependency we are going to use is common view model. You Google Compose Multiplatform ViewModels. In here is dependency we need. We add it to the common main dependency block. And we also can use version catalog. Now, reload all from disk, sync project. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to use already existing my own Realm initial file, and of course a class for this file. In my case, it is called user settings, and I'm just going to copy paste this. As you can see, dependency applied correctly here. And now I'm going to copy initial Realm file I'm going to use right in the source Compose app directory. In my case, it is called settings.realm. So now we need to implement a view model. So we create a class main view model, which extends view model, and we invoke the function. Now we are going to initialize our database. For that, I'm going to create another file, which I'm just going to call Realm Manager. Here I'm just going to create a function, init realm. First thing we need is a schema, which is a set of classes we're going to use. In our case, it is just user settings class. So now we need a configuration. For that, we use realm configuration builder, and we pass our schema here. Then we call dot name, and here is going to be our database name, but I'm not going to write it every single time, so I'm creating a little object here where I'm going to just create constant realm file name, and in my case it is called settings dot realm. Then we go back to our configuration, constants, realm file name. Also, as I mentioned, we're going to use initial realm file. So we are going to use already existing database. For that, we just dot initial realm file and constants realm file name. Now we just dot build and we return realm open and pass our configuration here. And don't forget to change our function return type to realm. Now we go back to our view model. And now we try to lazily initialize our database. I'm creating a private val and I'm going to call it settings, which is going to be by lazy, which means it getting initialized only when it actually used. And now we are calling the function we created init realm. And now this setting value is actually our realm. Now I'm going to create a little state to store the data from our database. I'm just going to use the only entity my settings.realm contains and show its content on the screen. Private val underscore data mutable state flow of just user settings. And now the state we're going to observe from composable val data as state flow. Now we want to fill it with actual data. For that we just create another function. And now we can actually use our setting query, the class we are querying. There I have a data, so I'm just going to copy paste. Your will be different. So I have a setting which is primary ID in my case, and it's called selected languages. It is the only entity I have in this realm file. There I store just set of ints. So we're just going to return what we queried and not forget to change the function return type. And here I'm just going to use the separator just to return empty user settings if it is null. So we don't need our question mark here. And now we use init block underscore data value our function get data to actually fill our state with data. Now we need to observe. For that we go to the app. We can remove everything from here and create our app content function in which we are going to put everything we need. And the first thing we need is actually our view model. Here we can see how we are going to use it. Main view model extends main view model equals view model lambda main view model function invocation. And do not forget to actually import view model function. Now we're just going to create here scaffold, put our app content here, a little formatting, modifier, fill max size, and now we're going to create a little box here which is also going to fill max size, and it is going to align content right in the center. Here I'm going to create a little column in which I'm putting two text blocks. Now we want to observe our data from main view model. Val data by main view model data collect a state import operator set value. Here we have our user settings class. In the first text block data setting, in the another one data values join to string, remove to do. And now what should we see? we should see in the first line selected languages, and in the second line just bunch of ints. So we should see in the first line selected languages, and in the second line 3 and 8. But let's first create a new asset folder here for our Android app and put our settings.realm there. Please keep in mind that I copied realm file to the Android assets directory and not moved it. Realm file need to be in a Compose app root directory, otherwise desktop application won't see it and you'll get an error indicating that asset file is not found. So put it in Compose app root directory. And now let's run our Compose app and see what is actually going on here. Yes, as we can see, in the case of Android, it is working correctly as it's supposed to be. What is happening here? In our ViewModel, we lazily initialize our setting value, query it for the only entity it has, initialize our realm. Now let's try to run it on the desktop. For that, we need to create a configuration first. To do this, you need to use this line. You click Add Configuration, Gradle, and just pass this line here. Okay, and we try to run it. It is yet to figure out what is the best option to store and bundle resources for desktop application. When I figure it out, I'm definitely making a video about it. But for now, let's get to the iOS. Let's stop those processes, reload it from disk, sync project with Gradle, and actually try to run our app on the iOS. Building and running project on iOS will take a lot of time. Be ready to wait. It crashes. Why? Because it cannot find our asset file. What do? We copy our asset file, and now we go to the iOS app folder, iOS app Xcode project, and open it in Xcode. Trust and open. Here we copy it right in the iOS app folder. And now to make sure it is actually bundled with our app, we go to iOS app, build phases, copy bundle resources. Now we can see settings.realm is actually included in a bundle. Now let's go back to Android Studio and run our app again. Yep, here it is. Now we can actually open our realm and now initial realm file on all three platforms. On Android, iOS, and desktop. Thank you for watching.